Right, I'm delighted to be joined by Pat Brown, Olympian. First of all, you're close to your debut now. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I can't wait now. It's quite a few weeks away, but it comes around fast. So I'm in camp. I'm training hard, and yeah, the weight's coming off. I'm back in the groove of things, and I'm starting to feel good again.
One thing that I wanted to talk about, obviously, a lot of time in boxing, there's kind of a crossover between football for the promotion. When you was announced with Matchroom, there was a lot kind of focusing on Old Trafford, Man United. You're a massive Man United fan. Are you going to carry that through your career now?
100%, yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I used to play football, and United, they were my club, and I always get a warm feeling when I watch them, and I'll always be a big United supporter. So why not, use that and take it like Hatton did with City?
Yeah, exactly. Now, we're both from an amateur gym ourselves, obviously. Can we talk about the amateur background before we touch on the pro debut? Like, how much is that amateur career, the Olympic background, how is that going to steer you for the future, really?
Yeah, well, obviously there's a massive difference between amateur and professional, but you do take a lot of, it's your apprenticeship, the amateur game, and you do learn a hell of a lot, especially when I was on GB, you're fighting against different styles from nations. So the Kazakhs, they fight a different way, the Italians, so the Brazilians, the list goes on. So I'm seeing different foreign styles that, some domestic kids, they won't see that style till they're fighting for a European title and so on. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect where I've got that experience in. So I can't wait to show it all now in the pro game.
While we're on that, it's obviously a tough question then. Would you say there's a style that maybe you found the hardest from a foreign? What is the hardest style you found, would you say?
The Cubans are very good, they're very elusive. In the amateur game it's perfect because they can keep it up for 3 rounds. As a professional, obviously it's different, you've got to take your time a little bit more. The Kazakhs, they were very tough, very strong. Just you can hit them hard and they won't budge, and same with the Ukrainians. So they all have different sort of styles and what they come with, all the nations. But yeah, you do get a few that just they stand out.
Yeah, now I've just spoke to Jamie, and obviously you've got Nigel in your team. He said his job as your coach is to kind of perfect it. It's on you to becoming fit. What are the perfecting tips? What have you really been working on for this pro debut? What are they teaching you?
Just slowing things down, sitting on my shots more. It's good, to be fair, because Jamie, he makes me sit on my shots and keep the power up, whereas when I'm working with Nige, he makes sure I've still got that amateur side where I've got elusive feet. So I've got a bit of everything. It's not just, I'm not going to go from like being nice and light on my feet as an amateur to all of a sudden stuck in the mud as a pro. So it's nice to get a bit of 50-50.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like, outside of the ring, like I said, you came in, you shook everyone's hand, same as Jack. Like, this gym, now you are the professional. You're the guy. You've been the kid that comes into the gym, new to boxing. How important is it to you to be a role model? Obviously, you are going to be one of the biggest names in British boxing. How important is it to kind of keep that down-to-earth nature for you?
Yeah, it'll never leave me, the down-to-earth nature. I remember, my dad's got a boxing gym, so I'm seeing all the kids there all the time. And I remember when I was a kid, and I used to just always look up to fighters, and because I was that kid, I know what they want to see and what they want to get told about, and keep them on the straight and narrow. So if I can give that, energy to them and give them a bit of advice, that'll just be a dream come true.
Now, like, I want to touch on kind of the mental aspects of boxing. Obviously, for you, I imagine Olympics will have been a goal for years now. How do you kind of keep it together, almost like, right, we're at the Olympics, right, it's the pro debut. How do you kind of keep it composed, ready for fight night?
To be honest with you, I just wanted to get on GB just to kind of give me a bit of a stepping stone for the pros. So the pro game's always been my sort of like highlight. That's what I've always looked forward to. So with the Olympics, obviously it was a dream as a kid, but I never truly believed that I would actually get there and do it. It kind of just happened. So I think when I was there in Paris, I was kind of just taking everything for what it is, and I wasn't beating myself up too much. So I really took it for everything it threw at me, to be fair, and I was fortunate enough where I had that mentality.
Yeah. Now, obviously, completely different divisions, everything, but training with Jack Catterall, obviously, he's got his fight coming up. He's done it now. Obviously, he's got a long future ahead, but he sells out arenas. He's got the backing from Chorley. Again, one of the biggest names in British boxing. How good is it for you to be around him, see his training, keeping composed? How good is that?
Yeah, it's really good. And do you know what? I don't even see Jack as that as a person. I see Jack as a family man. He's just a lovely bloke. Dead down to earth. He doesn't change no matter how big he gets. And I don't look at him for what he's accomplished. I look at him in terms of his morals, and he really is a top lad. And it's a privilege to train by his side.
Yeah, Yeah. Now, obviously, Jamie touched on you've been a heavyweight in your amateurs, but you're going down to cruiserweight. Like, how are you finding that? And kind of what are the thoughts behind that? Like, how come cruiserweight? What's the change?
Well, to be fair, in the amateurs you have super heavyweight, which is unlimited, and heavyweight is capped at 92 kilos. So, to be fair, heavyweight as an amateur was cruiserweight, even though as a pro you got to get down to 90.7 as a cruiserweight. It's slightly lower. It's still kind of in the same ballpark. So I've not really moved weights. It's just obviously it's called cruiserweight instead of heavyweight. And I get from like the normal boxing fans, it's a bit confusing, but yeah, I've always been around this weight anyway, so nothing too different.
Now I know it's the start, and obviously you can't look forward, but like, it's an exciting time turning pro. Is there some names? Obviously, you've said Jai Opetaia in the cruiserweight division. You've had Fury's news. Is there some names that you dream of sharing the ring with?
Yeah, obviously you've got massive names out there that I would love to have a fight with and stuff. But at the moment, I'm just hitting the ground running, seeing how I feel, and whatever comes organically to me, I'll just fight whoever. And yeah, I won't be calling out no names at the minute, and until I keep starting my career.
Okay, now obviously this is the start. Like, how much does it help kind of having Matchroom Boxing? Obviously they are the pinnacle of British boxing right now. The support of Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith. How much does that help you? Because like, it takes the pressure of kind of promoting fights really off your shoulders. How much of a help is it having that team behind you?
Massively. That's why you try and reach for the stars as an amateur, so you can get this platform when you turn over a professional. Because there's some grassroots professionals that have really come from the bottom all the way up, and I take my hat off to him. And it's an art business, and I'm on the platform now, and I've worked my arse off as an amateur to get to this position. And when you got a good promoter and a good business behind you, the world's your oyster, and you can accomplish anything. So yeah, it's massive.
Perfect. Can I get a prediction for your fight night, please?
Prediction for my fight? Well, there's going to be a lot of noise, and everyone's expecting a knockout, but I'm just going to go in there and take my time, do what I do best, and if the knockout comes, it comes. And either way, it's going to be an exciting fight, and yeah, everyone's going to be on the edge of the seats.